let's talk about stance.
Okay.
There's ways to make this simple, and then human beings have phenomenal ability to make things hard. So I much prefer to keep things simple. So if you just stand naturally and give me 2 fists out, put your thumbs towards where you're gonna, there you go. And now I'm going to be recoil. So close your eyes. Do you feel that in your shoulders and pushing you back at your waist?
Yep.
All right, now let's try to take that away. 9mm isn't, which go ahead and relax. 9mm isn't gonna knock you over.
Yeah.
But if you do a shoulders back, hips forward stance, give that a try. We're going old school movies here, right?
Yeah.
Now close your eyes so you can feel the difference. Feel it now, it could push you over.
Yeah.
So we don't need that in our life. You're a big kid. This is a big kid thing to do.
Yeah.
My 12-year-old does this and she's fine. How does she do it? She lets the energy flow through her. So we want to position our body in such a manner that the energy just gets dispersed, not trapped in a joint or the hips, the shoulders or the hips, and then sending your weight to your heels.
Right.
So I like to teach people the stance dance because it's funny. They remember it, and you
Okay.
can recreate it or rebuild the stance the same way every time. So go ahead and bring your feet together. Now, we're right-handed shooters,
Yep.
so traditionally we put our firing side foot back. So the way we're going to do this is you're going to raise your right toe, pivot off that heel, make 90 degrees. Now you're going to come up off that right heel and then straighten that foot back out and lay that heel down. Now you are your 1 foot width between each feet, which puts the heel of the front foot right under the hip joint.
Yep.
On the left side, and the ball of the back foot right under the hip joint on the right.
Yeah.
Now for me, I'm not listing to one side, weights distributed evenly, which is what we want. But this is kind of narrow to me. It feels a little tight.
Yeah, a little bit.
So if I see where my pinky toe is, I can step out 1 foot width. And that ends up becoming a comfortable, balanced
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Now what happens when people are too narrow is they sway side to side. When people are too even and you don't have the body mass and bone structure for it, it will often send them into a deep squat, which then traps energy at the hips, pushing their weight back to their heels, which in order to counter that, they drop their center of gravity lower, and it's like doing CrossFit squats at gun camp, which is tiring. So
Sure.
I would like to not have that experience at the range,
Right.
and I'd like to stand comfortably and naturally. So for me, this is the method I use to build a natural, comfortable shooting stance that's consistent,
Yeah.
is performing the stance dance.
The stance. I
So
like
now,
this.
yeah, it just makes you giggle, which means you'll remember it, right?
Yeah,
So now
definitely.
stand real tall like you're gonna meet the queen, and just be gentle with the knees, soft knees. Right? We're not putting a bend in them, we're just being gentle with them. Now what I want you to do is, without changing your spine, you're actually going to hinge at the ankles. I want you to bring your heart forward till you feel your toes work to hold you up, then push your heels back down. So now your heart is forward of your hips. Now push your fists out. Close your eyes. Feel that energy just go right through you.
Yeah.
And it's not pushing you back, it's not trapping here or here, it just flows.
Yeah.
So that's how we want to build a correct stance.
Okay.
Now a way to test that is with a little dry fire,
All right.
all right? Because me coming out there is one thing, but you're going to have a gun in your hands and we got to keep it real.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you draw the gun up and out,
Okay.
lock it open to confirm that it's empty so that we can perform some dry fire.
Okay.
Go ahead, draw the gun up and out, lock the slide back, and we'll do that double check. Excellent. No round in the chamber, no mag in the gun. Send the slide forward. Now build your grip the way you want it right here. Compressed ready remains the same. Set your stance and your posture and aim in. Find your sights. Find your trigger. Get to the wall. Compress. Now you're going to hold right there. I'm going to be recoil, so hold tight. Find your sights, get to the wall, perfect compress. Find your sights, get to the wall, perfect compress. Excellent. So if you can withstand me, 9mm is much gentler than me. You know, you see me coming, all of that stuff. Let's do one final rep. Go ahead, aim in, get to the wall, compress. Good. Straight finger and return to compressed ready position. So building the stance is one thing. You can work with a buddy to do that recoil or racking exercise, and the sight should stay where it needs to be, and your body should support keeping the sight where it needs. If your back posture and back weight, that rise of the muzzle is going to be exaggerated. Now that we have sights in the equation, you can see how that would influence what you're doing, and you can't shoot as fast or have as much fun if it takes longer to reacquire your sights.
Right.
So sights plus stance equal happiness.
Sounds good. Sounds like simple math to me.
And you can rebuild it every time.
Okay.